Guys, gals, and non-binary pals, let's talk about protection. Not that kind of protection, you heathens. Hearing protection. I go to a lot of gigs, I love clubbing, and as someone who relies on their ears to make a living, I started to get a bit concerned about hearing damage. I'd rather not go deaf. I was also getting sick of pretending that music in clubs sounds good, because it doesn't. The high frequency is always boosted way too high, it's far too loud in there, it sucks. So a few months ago, I got a pair of Loop earplugs, which are specifically designed for music in loud spaces, so gigs, clubs, festivals, all of that. This isn't a sponsored post, by the way, I just like the product. So how they work is they've got a little hole here that lets sound waves pass through, and in this chamber, I guess, there's a acoustic membrane that affects the amplitude and the EQ, or like the loudness and the frequencies of the sound before it reaches your ears. So the pros, these look really good. They look like a piece of jewelry, but they also sound really, really good. They've got great reduction of the high frequencies without losing the clarity of like the high mids, which I love. Bass frequencies also sound a bit clearer and knock a bit harder, which is great because if you've got a really punchy sound system, you don't want to lose the vibe that comes with that. The speech intelligibility is really good, which is fantastic because now I don't have to say ha 4 times before just pretending that I heard what my friend said when I really didn't. And I leave the club without my ears ringing, which is fantastic. I do think these have some cons though. In rooms that sound a bit boxy or muddy, the loss of the high frequencies can be a bit much, which is a bit upsetting. And with music that has like a high dynamic range, so a big difference between the loud stuff and the quieter stuff, you start to lose a bit of like the delicate intricacies of some of the quieter things going on. I noticed this when I went to see Charlotte Day Wilson. It was like a medium-sized venue and some of the stuff that she was doing was a bit on the softer side, and I had to keep like taking my earplugs out just to like really hear what was going on. I think the only real fix for those issues would be some sort of adaptive filtering, which would be great to add a certain level of personalization, but I imagine that would make these pretty expenny. So overall, for the price point, I think these make music sound fantastic, especially in clubs. And if you don't believe me, next time you go to Groove, do this and you'll notice that things sound a lot better.